Three newcomers will join Coach Moeller in Michigan this fall as assistant coaches, and all of them have big jobs. Greg Mattison comes to Michigan from Texas A&M, and he'll handle the defensive line. Fred Jackson, who coached former Wolverine Rick Leach in high school, joins the staff from Vanderbilt, and he'll work with the offensive backfield. And Mike DeBord comes to Ann Arbor via Northwestern and Colorado State, and he'll work with the offensive line. DeBord already had a job this fall with new Northwestern coach Gary Barnett, but couldn't pass up the chance at Michigan.
And it was, in a way, hard for me because I always feel like I want to be loyal to the person I work for. But yet, this is Michigan. And that's what I told him. I said, this isn't another school, it's Michigan. And to me, you know, that's where I've always wanted to go. And I can't turn this opportunity down. And I wasn't going to turn it down. So everything worked out from there.
Madison's situation was different. He was waiting for Michigan all along.
Being from the Midwest, it is the elite program. It's the program that when you start out coaching, you model yourself after Bo and some of the things he did. And then when I first started coaching, my first college job was a graduate assistant with Gary Moeller. And a lot of the things I had done from that point on were things that he had taught me. And then in other jobs, I worked with other Michigan people, with Jack Harbaugh and with Elliot Uzelak. So Michigan, I guess I knew more about Michigan than a lot of assistants would have coming in new.
Fred Jackson wanted to get to Michigan ever since his high school coaching days in Flint. He's been 6 places in 13 years, including 2 Big Ten schools. But nothing, he says, rivals Michigan in one respect.
The pressure that people put on every football game. It's not like, hey, you got to just beat Ohio State, or you got to beat this team, or you got to beat that team. It seems like every game is very important here. And the public, you know, you get that feeling from walking around in the public here. And once a person knows you're a football coach, my next door neighbor haven't missed a game in 30 years. That kind of thing. And it's a different kind of pressure. They expect you to be in the Rose Bowl every year, and you expect it as a coach, but it's an outside added pressure that I hadn't received at other schools that I've been at so far.
And from a coaching standpoint, on the offensive side of the ball, the 2 new guys are learning a lot more than what appears on the surface.
I guess when you're looking from outside in, you really don't know how complex an offensive structure or system is, the structure of it. And that has been the biggest surprise to me, is really what is all involved in the offensive system.
A long time ago when Michigan would play football, you had a good feeling as to what kind of football Michigan played. You know, it was like the old Bo Woody type of mentality. I come here and I see now that this offense is so diversified. So you got that mentality. So you're thinking about the way Michigan played football, yet you're seeing a new Michigan football. And to me, that diversification with the type of athletes you have allow you to be in the situation we're in as a Michigan coach. Because these kind of athletes, you want to be able to put them out on air and let them get in a situation where they can be successful. Now, I see why Coach Moeller split the running back out, or go one back and put another receiver in, because you got great skill here. And being a position coach that's full of skill, you feel that whatever way you can get a one-on-one situation with those guys, you're going to do it. And that's why this offense is so much different than it was, say, in the 70s.
Sounds interesting from a fan standpoint, but on the defensive side of the ball, Greg Mattison looks at his job as pretty well cut and dried. He's got to focus on what he needs to do in 92.
I want to try to get them to play up to their ability. You know, we've got to try to establish a pass rush within the scheme of the defense. You know, we're not going to make wholesale changes and things like that. The defense has been too successful. But what I want to try to do is some of my experiences I've had teaching pass rush, and mentally and physically, and try to implement that with our players.
3 new guys joining the Michigan coaching staff. So that kept you busy in the offseason, too. It's not easy to go out and hire 3 guys that you think are going to fit with the people you already have.
No, Jim, and Greg Mattison had an advantage because we got him before spring ball because Tom Reed had left. So he had an opportunity to coach and get to know his players. And you know that relationship you have to build, because everybody you handle a little differently. You treat them all the same and equally, but you don't coach them in all the same ways. And then the 2 new guys have been a little strained because they're getting to know their guys. I'm talking about Mike DeBord and Fred Jackson as they're going along, and we're still implementing football, so they're kind of learning their people, and the players must learn them.
Have they meshed pretty well, the rest of the guys and the team and the players? Has it worked out well?
Yeah, I don't think it's been a problem, and I think one thing we have to do as the rest of the staff, we have to make sure that that happens, and we can assist in a way. But they're picking up football very well. They're all smart coaches, and I think, again, I referred to this earlier, they are excellent teachers, and that's what it's all about.